My name is Connie Johnson, and I am a certified professional life coach. I am not qualified to, nor do I offer therapy or counseling services. You can find out more about me and my services on my website. It is linked on my YouTube channel homepage, or you can go to www.familyforwardlifecoaching.com. Any information on the Family Forward Life Coaching YouTube channel is intended for general guidance only and must never be considered a substitute for legal advice. It is not legal advice. I do not have a law degree. If you can afford a lawyer, it is always best to seek legal advice. Now, I would like it if you would pause the video at this point and read the rest of this disclaimer, and then you can press the space bar to continue watching the video. Shared parenting and COVID-19. These are scary times for everyone. There are many opinions online and a lot to think about. Many people are stressed about how COVID could affect their family. Many services are not operating as normal. In times like this, we need to use our common sense, have empathy for everyone around us, and help create a stress-free environment for our children. Ensure you practice self-care and take time to work through emotions before reacting to any events that unfold in your family's situation. Self-care. Not all caregivers are available. If your counselor is not offering online sessions or you can't afford a counselor, speak with a friend or family member. You don't want someone who is going to fuel your fears. Fear is perfectly normal. You want someone who can come up with solutions to lessen the stress that you may be feeling. When we are not fearful, we make better decisions. There are many free online videos for meditations to help with pandemic anxiety. If you have a co-parent that is causing stress for your family, these videos will help you quiet your mind so that the anxiety is lessened. And that should be with an E. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel called Anxiety Meditation. You can find some videos there. Criticism. Now is not the time to criticize or judge someone. We are already feeling the effects of the pandemic. Being told you are not trustworthy by your co-parent is not in the best interests of your children. I think your not going to statements are about trust and truth and are not child-focused. Instead of focusing on what your co-parent is saying to you and reacting to it, educate yourself on what your rights are. If you can afford a lawyer, that's your best option. However, if you cannot afford a lawyer, there are several useful resources that can help you. I will link all of the resources that I mentioned in this video in the video description. Resources. You have a lot of time on your hands now. There are many resources available for you to educate yourself on your rights and responsibilities. If you look to the top of the screen, I have a video of other useful resources. You can click into that card and it'll take you to that video. Depending on where you live, you will need to do a bit of research to determine what resources are relevant to your family's unique issues. The Canadian Bar Association released a guide. There's a clip of the cover to this guide on the right. It is linked in the video description. It lists many resources by province, and there are several federal resources available for all Canadians. Read through the index of the guide and highlight any sections that you believe apply to your family's issues, and read through the information. There are links to all the mentioned resources in this guide. Ensure your link is most recent. This guide is dated April 2017. Some links may be outdated. Google the name of all the guides to see if there are more recent versions. Each province in Canada has a guide for parenting after separation. These guides are filled with valuable information to help you cope with communicating with your co-parent. See the Canadian Bar Association Guides Index to find your province's information. These guides have worksheets and suggestions for dealing with certain personalities and situations. Invaluable information. The federal government also offers guides. One that is very good as it relates to parenting is Making Plans, a Guide to Parenting Arrangements After Separation or Divorce. How to Put Your Children First. See the link below this video. I've put the links in alphabetical order and am naming them a bit different than their guide name. This link will be called Federal Government Parenting Guide in the video description. If the links break, Google the actual name of the guide. So you would actually Google Making Plans, a Guide to Parenting Arrangements After Separation or Divorce, and that should take you to the guide. Another great resource is the National Self-Represented Litigants Program, NSRLP website. You will find that linked below in this video. I am linking to their COVID page. However, look around this website. It is super valuable. Look at the top of the NSRLP website and you will see several options to click into. A great one is SRL Resources. SRL stands for Self-Represented Litigant. There are many guides under this tab that will help you. The Mindfulness Training Guide will be super useful during this pandemic. Another great guide on the SRL Resources page that will help you find and understand decisions already made by the court is the CanLII Primer. This guide is invaluable. Print it off or save it to your computer. Another great read to help you with cases is an article that's below the guides. You'll find a link to it. Scroll down and find Reading and Understanding Case Reports. There is also another guide for provincial court resources which sets out the resources for each province. I will link it below. It will be called SRL Provincial Resources for NSRLP website. Save these links as bookmarks if you are on a safe computer. The reason you will want to review the CanLII Primer is that there was a case released recently that deals specifically with a co-parent claiming that they feared the other parent would not practice social distancing for their child during visits. They asked that the co-parent's parenting time be taken away from them. Here's a snippet of that case, and if you go to the CanLII Primer, it will show you how to find the whole of that case using Ribeiro versus Wright, and you can also find a link to it below this video. On the one hand, in this case, there is an existing parenting order. There is a presumption that all orders should be respected and complied with. More to the point, there is a presumption that the existing order reflects a determination that meaningful personal contact with both parents is in the best interests of the child. On the other hand, the well-publicized directives from government and public health officials make it clear that we are in extraordinary times and that our daily routines and activities will, for the most part, have to be suspended in favor of a strict policy of social distancing and limiting community interactions as much as possible. Parents are understandably confused and worried about what to do. Similarly, this is uncharted territory for our court system. We all have to work together to show flexibility, creativity, and common sense to promote both the physical and emotional well-being of children. None of us know how long this crisis is going to last. In many respects, we are going to have to put our lives on hold until COVID-19 is resolved. But children's lives and vitally important family relationships cannot be placed on hold indefinitely without risking serious emotional harm and upset. A blanket policy that children should never leave their primary residence, even to visit their other parent, is inconsistent with a comprehensive analysis of the best interests of the child. In troubling and disorienting times, children need the love, guidance, and emotional support of both parents, now more than ever. So if you want to go and read the whole of the case, it is going to be linked below this video. The previous slide was that snippet, as I said, and it's linked below the video, and it's labeled Canadian Case Regarding Parenting Orders. If your co-parent is causing concern for you, share the case with them and direct their attention to the judge's position. It may save a lot of stress for your family if the other parent realizes the court's position. Do not order the other parent to read the case. Ask politely. Direct their attention to the decision. It is best to treat your co-parent as a business partner than a boxing mate. In many provinces, there are penalties for holding back parenting time. Figure out what the legislation is for your province and search the Act, legislation or laws for parenting time, or enforcement, or penalty, or denial of parenting time, or withholding the child. You can search these terms in CanLII as well, and the CanLII primer will show you how to do that. So you have two places that you can search this, in the CanLII primer or in the Act that applies to your province or your family. And to find that out, the CanLII primer will help you do that. It would be a good idea to hire a lawyer on an unbundled basis if you can afford to. It will be very useful to gather your resources together and then confirm with them, the lawyer, that what you have educated yourself on is correct. Make a list of things you are not completely clear on after you read through the information. Highlight information that is relevant to you. Do not, under any circumstances, email your co-parent demanding things. That will only create more stress. Sharing information and advising that you are educating yourself is perfectly fine. The resources can help people get out of fight mode if they see that what they are doing may not be in the best interests of the children and the family as a whole. No one wants to be told what to do. Let them read through the information themselves. Do not interpret it. If you feel there is a particular article that really resonates with the issues you are currently having, direct them to it. Some of the guides are lengthy. Don't write your co-parent labeling them as a personality type. If you want to avoid conflict, treat your co-parent like a business partner and help lead them to the resources that offer resolutions or good food for thought. You could say, "It is my understanding that," and then set out your understanding. I have linked and then named the source that you're linking for your review so you can see where I am coming from. If you have a friend or family member that you know is non-confrontational and you've seen them be an advocate for non-confrontational interactions, get them to review your emails for you prior to sending them. Explain to the person who helps you that you want to send a message that is non-confrontational, assertive, but not in a forceful manner. Being assertive meaning being able to stand up for your rights in a calm and positive way without being aggressive. Your goal should be to get your point across without upsetting your co-parent. And if you and your co-parent have notoriously been confrontational, remember that they may read your words in a manner and tone that you generally use. So have patience with their responses. And if responding, don't attack back if they choose to attack you. Once you educate yourself, you will realize that the courts are not your parents. They do not want to be in the middle of your chaos. They make decisions based on applicable sections of legislation, laws, acts, and use the rules of court and procedures of court. That's it, not your behavior, unless of course it's abuse. You can read a case that is linked in this video description called Canadian Case Regarding Hearsay, Opinion, and Argument, Not Acceptable as Evidence, A.J.F versus N.L.S. Anytime you write something in a document, particularly affidavits, ask yourself, is this opinion, argument, or hearsay? The NSRLP site we spoke of earlier has a guide on writing affidavits. Ensure you review it prior to writing any affidavits. Why waste your time, energy, and money dwelling on things that don't matter at the courts? What you should do instead is write a letter to yourself and get some counseling or therapy sessions to deal with the issue. If you absolutely know you don't need counseling or therapy, contact a life coach to help you come up with a plan to move through the issue. I may be able to help you. You can find out more about me and my services on my website at www.familyforwardlifecoaching.com. Lastly, I want to say that some provinces have taken the initiative to deal with posting notice to parents that parenting orders are in place and not to be changed because of COVID. An example of a provincial notice is here to the right. Your province may not have posted a notice such as the one on the right. However, the recent case and this notice can be used by all Canadians to get a general idea of what the authorities' position is on court-ordered parenting. Don't take matters into your own hands. If you don't trust your co-parent, get some advice from a lawyer or you could possibly face penalties for holding back your children. Educate yourself. If you are wondering whether your issues relate to abuse, I have a video that will lead you to several resources. There should be a card at the top right of this video right now, and that will take you to that video. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. Winston Churchill. The future can be bright. You can be the change. Being bound in conflict does not have to be forever. You and your co-parent divorced and or separated because of it. So why stay in it? That's why you left each other. You can hold the key to unlocking the cuffs that bind you together in conflict. It may take a while for your co-parent to trust and believe you, but be patient. Trust and truth are not child-focused. For your children's sake, leave the past behind. Continued conflict with your co-parent will ruin birthdays, weddings, and other special events that should be joyful. Educate yourself on the trauma that is caused to children from their parents' divorce and ensuing co-parenting issues and experiences. Once you realize your own triggers and traumas, you will see that change is the key to a bright future. So I hope that this video has helped you. And if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can hit the notification bell. You'll see a subscribe button on the bottom of this video, and once you hit that subscribe button, you'll see a notification bell. If you hit that, you'll be notified whenever I upload videos. So as I said, I hope that this video does help you, and have a great day.